Hi, friends. Welcome back to today's episode of the Life with Loverly podcast. We have a special guest. You might be able to hear him. He is... Excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
It's rowdy time right now.
We are here with our little puppy, Abel. Excuse me, sir. You're not being a good co-host. I'm going to put him down for a second so he can figure this out. Hi. I'm already out of breath and it's been 1 minute. I don't know why we thought it was a good idea to have the dog on the podcast today, but here we are.
Here we are. He is a little Abel. Sweetie. He's just, it's that fight before he goes to sleep,
I thought we had, I thought we were in the clear, but we'll get him back in a second.
He's just going to get the girls in the background for a while.
So for those of you guys who don't know, we added a little mini golden doodle to our family about 3 weeks ago. And it has been such an adventure, to say the least.
A wild, nice little ride.
Yeah.
Well, at least you don't have the nighttime situation going on, because that can happen a lot with puppies. You have the nighttime, you're staying up with I can't even keep a straight face right now.
Come here. Shh. Okay. We're going to calm down. Abel. Shh. Okay. So Chris got us this dog. Okay. What should we do? Okay. So Abel in the podcast studio, maybe not
today.
Best move.
Not today.
He's gone to take a nap and we are going to finish recording this episode, which today's going to be a fun one. We've got some little chit-chatty, some spring outfit inspo that we're going to talk through. But first, I guess we can keep talking about Abel a little and go into
where he came from and how he came about. Yeah.
Okay. So let me, let's think. So Chris is on the board for ESP, which stands for Extra Special People. We've done several things with them over the years. They are an amazing organization based in Athens, and they've got a few branches throughout the state of Georgia with intentions and goals to expand further than that someday. So very exciting. And every year they do a gala. And it's always just such a fun, amazing event and night. And this year, they decided that they were going to auction off a mini golden doodle puppy, which the sweetest little thing. So a little bit of backstory on why they picked a mini golden doodle. They have recently launched their Seeability line, which is their merch, sweatshirts, water bottles, hats, all sorts of fun merch. And it has the Seeability logo. And what is so special about Seeability is their logo and their mascot is a puppy. And it's this super cute little outline of a dog. And the whole premise behind Seeability is if only everybody could see people around them the way that your dog sees you, looking at life through the lens of your puppy,
It's brilliant.
It really is.
I think it really hit home for so many people. They were like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Seeing everybody's abilities, not any disabilities.
Yes.
And that's kind of their message, is just, bringing light to the community and it's funny because I feel like whenever we talk about ESP and the participants, I'm always say their abilities, and it's because there's a disability or something a little bit different about them doesn't mean that they're not able in so many ways. So the CEO of ESP recently got one of Abel's brothers as a puppy. So Abel and his brother Seymour, and Seymour is the ESP mascot, which is so cute, Seymour, and so Seymour came into the ESP family, and then the Charlotte Dog Club so nicely did training and donated a second dog to auction off, and all of the proceeds and money at the auction were all goes back to ESP, which is amazing. So where Chris comes into this whole equation is because he's on the board of ESP, he had some roles at the gala that night. And one of his roles was to introduce the Seeability line and to kind of show Abel off throughout the evening. Chris and I had part of designing some of the Seeability pieces. And so it was really awesome to like see that come to life and for Chris to talk about it. I was actually not at the gala.
I was about to say, you should tell him where you needed to be though.
So I was in Macon because my dad was being inducted into the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame the same evening, which is so amazing and such a huge accomplishment. So we kind of divided and conquered that weekend. And I went with my dad and Chris stayed back with ESP. And so the whole night he's carrying this puppy around, and all the girls here at Loverly Gray and their spouses went to the gala, and I'm just getting pictures and videos from my friends, from the girls I work with, just everybody sending pictures of Chris carrying this dog.
Yeah.
And we knew about the dog going into this night. We knew this idea was coming, and Chris had always been like, well, if I connect with the dog, maybe we'll take it home with us. And sure enough, he connected with the dog.
I mean, he was not parting with that little boy.
I mean,
he
carrying him like a baby.
Like a little baby. Oh, and he was a perfect little angel that night.
Yes.
So easy.
And
who could walk away from that?
I know. And I mean, so the bidding started, and Chris had a number in his head that he had already committed to like pledging to ESP that we were planning to donate. And so he was kind of like, well, maybe I'll just get a puppy, like also with my donation kind of.
Mm-hmm.
So he ended up winning the bid for the dog. And the next day, so somebody kept him that night. So I got home and I called Nichelle on my way home, and we talked on the phone for like an hour. Cause for those of y'all who don't know, Nichelle has 6 dogs. So I was like, help, what did we just do? I wasn't there. Like, oh my goodness, so yeah, we now have a puppy. And he's been so great. Birdie, I feel like she's kind of like come back to life a little bit. Mm-hmm. She really likes it though, because he comes to the office, usually with Chris in the day. And so Birdie kind of chills by herself during the day. Not much has changed. If anything, she's getting more treats.
Yeah.
And she's getting more walks. So she's thriving. The kids love him, but he is growing so fast.
He really is.
I'm like, I don't know if Minnie is going to be part of his name.
How old is he right now?
12 weeks. I think we just took him to the vet last Friday, and they said he turned 12 weeks that day.
Yeah, you got a ways to go.
And he has some big old paws.
Yeah.
So yeah, but one great thing is that the Charlotte Dog Club did some training with him before. And that was like part of the, thing with him. And so he's actually crate trained. So he sleeps in his crate from 9 to 6 every night, which I think was like a major thing that we don't have to do like the wake up in the middle of the night situation.
I agree, because that's probably the hardest part.
Yeah.
The potty training, it's like getting broken sleep throughout the night, having to hear them like cry it out. Woof.
Yeah, mm-hmm. It's something. So we're very excited about him. And then we also, I'm going to share the link to the Seeability collection. It's just an amazing line that I feel like whenever we wear sweatshirts or hats, they've got some really great golf polos. It's just a great talking point.
Absolutely.
One of the sweatshirts is just like this really pretty pink, and it just says Seeability across it and has the little dog logo on the back. And it's a comfy sweatshirt for starters.
I was about to say, I have the t-shirt too. The t-shirt is so comfy. Mm-hmm. Robert got the the golf polo, the Peter Millar.
Chris loves it.
Oh, same. He's worn it multiple times. Yeah.
So I will leave a link. I believe right now on the website, everything is on pre-order. So they will ship that out as soon as it gets in. But what's really cool too is they've got participants who are employed by ESP to do all the packing. So your package is getting packed up with like extra love, which is just really cool that they're giving jobs to people in the community of all abilities, which I love. So I will link that in the show notes, and we'll share a few clips of that on our Instagram. So make sure that you head over there to check that out.
Love it. Speaking of clothes.
Yes.
I think that it is time that we cover some spring refreshing in our closet.
Goodness. It is. I'm actually so excited. I was telling somebody this morning, I was like, cold weather clothes are dead to me right now.
Yes.
Like I am full into spring.
Yes.
I don't care if it's cold. I'm committing to my spring clothes.
Are you doing sandals too? I mean,
I've been doing sandals.
You're doing open toe-ish.
They're kind of like, my shoes right now are a little like netting.
Yeah.
Open.
Yeah.
Great.
You
Amazon
would be shocked.
shoes.
I loaded up 9 bags of clothes.
Oh my gosh.
I have a lot to donate.
Good for you.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try on everything in my closet. And I did.
Okay. So let's start there. I think before we get into what we're wearing for spring, what I think you guys need to do is spend a minute taking inventory of what you have. I suggest doing this a few times a year. Mm-hmm. It is so easy to just get like things pushed in the back or pushed behind hangers and you're like, oh, I don't know where that is, but somewhere
I'll wear
forget.
That eventually. Like,
yes.
How many times have we said that?
So I truly think if you could like have, I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but even just like 2 or 3 hours to go in your closet, put your AirPods in, start an audiobook, and just go through everything. And if you don't feel like trying everything on, at least pull it out and hold it up and ask yourself, have I worn this in the last 6 months? If the answer is no, have you worn it in the last year? If the answer is still no, I would consider really thinking, do you have something that you can wear it to? Is it something that you can style with another piece you already have?
Right.
If you don't love it, or if you haven't been wearing it and other things just keep taking its place, it might be time to donate.
I agree. What I run into every single year, and I had to admit this to myself, was how often are we buying those trendy pieces every single year, and it's quick and it's cheap and we're just buying multiple of whatever it is. And we wear it a few times and it never gets touched again.
Totally.
I cannot tell you how many like cheaper shirts I got rid of or cheaper sweaters because I just wanted to buy multiple to have many as opposed to like special, few. And it was very eye-opening. I think trying them on too was just another thing for me. But the going through, trying it on, I did exactly what you've always recommended. I put my AirPods in. Yeah. I listened to an Audible. I finished it up that night and I got in the mirror and I was like, okay, let's put on different things. Let's see what can I wear them with too? That's the other thing. Like, how many ways can you wear this?
Right.
Can you wear them multiple ways? It's such a good exercise.
I also think, while I think it's fine to buy those like cheaper items and try out some trends and try out things, there's kind of comes to a point where you're like, okay, I keep going for like this type of sweater. Why don't I invest in one that like the quality is going to be really good? Or maybe you're at a point where it's like, I want to buy accessories and not like some of these pieces. It's a really just great time to inventory what you have and what you need to build on from there. I've been doing that a lot lately, just as I've been kind of like, I turned my closet over so I just recently took all like winter stuff out and sweaters, and I went through and I was like, stuff that I know I'm going to keep next year, I put in a bin, put at the top of my closet. And then I'm starting to like bring down some of those spring pieces that I put away from last year. And then just really seeing like, what is it that we need? But it's so exciting too, because then you get like space in your closet and you're like, ooh, okay, like now I feel like I can like add a few more things. Kind of gets you excited to start shopping again.
I know. I was like, I didn't really feel like I made a dent in like the space, but I had mini hangers.
Yeah.
So I was like, I did some damage.
Right. I always like love looking around on the floor and it's just like hangers. And I'm like, how did all that fit?
Exactly.
Like, where was this?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So are there any like things that you're shopping for right now or that you're excited about?
I went back to basics. I think we talked about this a little bit, maybe in the first episode. I don't remember. We've had this conversation, and it's very important to me to go back to like the staples that you're going to be able to use multiple ways, but also layer later on. So I've started with button downs, layering pieces. I actually, I have on some of it today where it's just like a layering lady jacket over a white tee. Going back to those basics. And that's really where I've started so far. I want to feel them out, see how I'm wearing them, and then kind of go from there. And then, then I can add a few trendy pieces on top of that. But I want to find denim that fits good. And then I'm obsessed with that I wear. Instead of having 30 pair in my closet and I reach for 2, I'd rather have 2 or 3 or even 4 of like, I'm always going to go for these.
Yeah.
And get them in different colors or whatnot. So I'm going through that phase right now where I'm just trying out what works and what feels good.
It's so true. And I feel like, you can wear basics so many different ways.
I am learning that, like, I think for the first time.
Yeah.
Ever.
I feel like being back in Pinterest is something I've like jumped into this year. And part of that is because I want to be inspired by things that I've seen and like what are things that I'm connecting with. And so many of them are just classic pieces that are being worn in a different way than just like maybe you would think, like a button up over your bathing suit.
Yeah.
The way you're tucking your button up, the way you've buttoned it and you've got it open, but we're now like adding some really pretty necklaces.
Yes.
But it's pieces that like you have in your closet. You're just reworking them. And I think that's something that's really fun to do. Another thing I suggest, like while you're in your closet, spending some time, getting all of your clothes the way that you want them to, is try on like 10 outfits that can become your fail-safe outfits. And if you have a spot that you can like maybe put them at the front of your closet, that's like, these 10 things I know on those days when you like quote unquote don't have anything to wear.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the pile you're going to go for.
Yeah.
And you can refresh that, but you've tried it on, it looks good. Because how many times are you like, oh, I have this idea in my head, and you start trying it on, you're like, wait, this isn't working the way I thought it was. And then you're on the clock because now you're like, oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
I got, and then you go just for some like blah outfit that you wouldn't have worn. And then your confidence feels like down for the day. You're kind of in a funk mood.
Yes.
But if you had a group of outfits just like set to the side that it was like no problem, maybe you were feeling adventurous and it didn't work, but that this will work for you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be stressed. You can still feel like chic and cute.
Agree. That's what I've done with like, honestly, all my button ups are in one spot with my denim, and then you throw a sweater over it. Call it a day.
Yeah.
With some little loafers.
I know. I feel like we've both been like loving that.
Yes.
Like, it's funny. Yesterday, I feel like we kind of had similar looking outfits on with like jeans, leopard print shoes.
Yes.
I had a white shirt on. You had a button down on.
We had basics and our call out was our shoe.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So I think it's like fun to do that type of thing. And then of course, I am big, like I love spring trends, obviously like florals and texture. And so I think it's fun to get some of those pieces in your closet or looking out into your calendar, like what do you have coming up that you might need something different than what you wore last year? You want to try a 2-piece set that's got some texture to it. You want to try something new. Like, where am I going to wear this thing? Like, don't just buy something to buy it. It's kind of like, buy it with intention.
I agree. One tool that I have used that I feel like has helped in this, like trying to figure it out phase is Nuuly. I just rent it first. And then I'm like, okay, this style I actually really like. So that's what I'm going to go look and shop for.
Totally.
It's been very helpful.
I feel like so many girls in the office are on the Nuuly train. I mean, I think we've even talked about this last season.
Yeah.
And I've even gotten a few like Nuuly packages and have been like, this is so great. And my best friend Shay does Newly, and I swear she gets like the best stuff. Every time it's like, I'm like, where's that from?
If you hit
Hi,
it
Newly.
right, it's so great. Yes.
Yeah. So you probably, I think everybody in the office knows this trick, but one thing like Shay told me that she always does is she always like, when she's going to shop, she filters to new arrivals.
Yes.
And so like everything that she's selecting, 9 times out of 10 comes with the tag still on it from Anthro.
Never been worn. Yep.
You know, and then she's more apt to like buy those things.
Yes.
Because it's something she likes. It's already at her house. And then she's just like, great, like credit card's already attached. And so she does so much shopping that way.
And it's Anthropologie, free people. Like it's great brands at a fraction of the price.
So she actually just got, I was in her closet. We were looking at something for an event we were going to, and I was helping her get dressed, which I was telling her, I was like, this is like a great perk of being next door neighbors. Yeah. She was like, can you just come over and help me figure out what to wear? And I'm like, this is my calling.
Yes.
Like, yes. And I got in her closet, and she always has like her Newly like hanging at this like one front spot. And she had that like blue chambray shirt that was from Anthro with like the cute collar and the cutouts. It's not online anymore. It like is gone off the website on Anthro, but she got it in her Newly, new with tags. Yeah. And I was like, wait, I just paid full price for this at Anthro. Like I just got it last week. Yes. She was like, oh, it's my Newly. And I was like, this is so crazy. You're getting stuff that's like on the website right now.
I feel like Kristen and Ellie have had the best luck with that. I don't so much, but I try to wait until like new stuff drops. I'm like, oh, I got it. And then next thing I know, as soon as I get my Newly, there's more new stuff, but they're always dropping new stuff. I have rarely gotten anything that has been terrible or been like used before. It always has tags on it.
Yeah. So Newly, if you want to sponsor the podcast, I
Seriously.
feel like we're your girls.
But if you're not sure, that is such a great resource.
Totally.
I think to just start with and try new things. Like it, you know what I mean? Like no harm, no foul.
Yeah. And if you don't like it, you just send it back. Yeah. And you rent 6 new things. You know, it's also, I feel like a great way to try like trends. Like I've seen y'all get some pieces in that you're like, I wouldn't have tried this on. I wouldn't have bought it, but I gave it a chance. And I actually am like really liking it.
Yeah.
I know a few of the girls used Newly for like upcoming like weddings and events too. So it's not just everyday clothes. You can get like fancier pieces.
Got a Monique Lullier dress for a wedding that we're going to this weekend. Yeah.
Which I'm so excited. Yeah. One of the girls on our team is getting married, and we're taking a little team trip to Mississippi.
I think it's an 18-passenger flight. Like it's a tiny little
plane.
Wait,
really?
Oh, it's tiny.
And it's going to just be like all of us.
Yeah, it's going to be us.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I have not decided on my dress yet. I'm waiting to see. There's one I really want to wear, but one of the girls in the office also got it. So I'm okay, I have other options. You wear that. But I can't wait to see I feel like Claire, I would have never known that she's been planning a wedding this whole time. She's just been still like an excellent employee.
I know.
So I can't wait to see everything that they've done. And I know she's so excited.
She wants it to be here, but not to be over.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the like struggle. It's funny. After we got married, that's when I started Loverly Gray. Cause I was like, well, now I'm bored. Like I've been, going to my job, planning this wedding. Like, now I have time on my hands, and I'm like, what should I do with this time? And here we are. Okay, I know one thing we like share a lot is workwear.
Yeah.
Which there's like cute workwear out there.
There really is.
Like workwear does not have to be boring and plain.
I mean, we don't have to wear that here, but I've actually gone for it. Like that's what I gravitate towards. Yeah. It just looks so good.
Because there's so many different varieties too. Like if you're doing business professional and you need like more of like suits, that they have so many great like tailored pieces now.
Yes.
I found some really great stuff recently at Target, at Loft. I mean, workwear doesn't have to be expensive. It can be affordable. And like that's another thing. Find pieces that you can wear on the weekend, or you can wear multiple ways. So you're getting bang for your buck out of like the pieces you're investing in.
I agree.
And I think like blazers are great to wear with like jeans and a tank top. and heels like on the weekends.
I think workwear right now, if you go for that tailored look, can be utilized so many different ways.
Mhm.
I think about trouser pants with, tank tops in the spring with
Yeah.
Adidas, with sandals.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have, vests that can go with denim and make it like look dressed down a lot.
Yeah.
There's so many different things that you can use,
I know.
play around with.
And that's like, again, where I think you go back to Pinterest
Mm-hmm.
and like type in how to wear a vest, and you're going to get so many options with a skirt, with trousers, like you said,
Yes.
with jeans.
Yes.
I don't know. I just feel like there's so many great pieces you probably already have in your closet. How can you make them like work for you? How can you make them be the best for you? And so it's like sometimes you just need a little inspiration, which obviously is what I love to do, and hope that you've continue to find tons of inspiration on my page. But sometimes it's nice to be like, what are they wearing over in Italy right now? Like let's
yes.
get some inspo. Let's look outside of our bubbles.
Exactly. I feel like I do that a lot. We've talked about that where we look up what's being worn in Paris right now, or London. And it's eventually going to make its way over here anyway. So
I know.
Be ahead of the curve.
Exactly.
Denim. I feel like this is like the age-old question. Every year, people have so many questions. I think that so many people are so worried about what's in and what's not. And I kind of laugh because I used to be this way too. But now it's like, wear what you want.
Yeah.
They
what's
make
comfortable on you.
Yes. Like, they make it in there's so many different styles right now.
So many styles.
There's not a right or wrong. Do what feels right on your body.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it also depends on like styling. Like there's a way to wear update some of your denim with the appropriate tops.
Mm-hmm. Again,
trying those pieces on, trying them on with tops, try tucking them in and adding a belt and like a heel or a flat. You have to put a little bit of effort into your closet and making sure that you have the pieces that you need to feel confident in the outfits. But if you're comfortable in skinny jeans, by all means, like there are no rules that say you can't wear them.
Not at all.
If you like a skinny jean, but you're wanting maybe a little bit of something extra, go for a straight leg.
Yes.
That's like a great next step. If you're not wanting the like jegging stick to you skinny, go for the straight leg, or then go for like a boot cut or a crop. I think crops are really great. I think some people do have problem like figuring out how to wear them, what shoes to wear with them.
Right.
I always like love a neutral shoe, even like a pointed toe, whether it's a flat or a heel, it can just elongate your legs. So if you have on a crop, putting like that pointed toe in a neutral is something that kind of just like gives your legs an elongated look. So if you are more petite, that's a great like trick. There's so many, a current pair that you and I are both loving, the barrel jeans.
I know.
Which, LOL.
I know. We'll be the first to admit we were like, nah, dog.
Yeah.
At first, but it was because we didn't have the right. There are different styles of barrel too.
Absolutely.
We have figured that out as well.
Absolutely.
So find the one that you're comfortable in. But, I love the darted where you're not doing this. It's not the wide on the outside, it's just like the darted on the inside. So it makes your legs look like they're a little further apart. Yeah. Honestly,
they're kind of flattering.
Yeah. Does your legs some favors. Like I've been shocked about it. I'm on the lookout for some more of those.
Yeah. I was talking with the Abercrombie team on a call before this, and I was asking them, we were just discussing like upcoming denim for spring and kind of like, they were asking my opinions, what I was excited to see. And I was like, I'm excited to see like white denim and like cream denim and like what y'all put white, like which styles you offer that in. And I was like, please tell me that white barrel jeans are coming. And they were like, yes, they are. And I just think like white jeans in general is so classic. It's so easy to wear. And I really think wear them now.
Yeah.
And, some people say like, there's rules on when to wear, but I don't think there are.
I think of that like monochromatic look going into the fall and the winter.
Yeah.
Like a cream top with your cream jeans, and a nice nude slide on or something. Oh, how cute.
Yeah. So I love that combo and think I'm just ready for like white denim to really take off.
Agree.
Okay. Another thing we usually always get into in the spring is like Masters outfits.
Yeah.
And what to wear to the Masters golf tournament if you're attending or if you're not attending. I know a lot of people host like watch parties.
Bring on that Kelly green.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's not required by any means to wear green, but I think it's a fun take. Mm-hmm. It's such a tradition. The Masters, the whole tournament, there's so many parts about it that is a tradition. And, the winner gets the green jacket, which is where kind of the green comes into play. And so I've found so many beautiful green outfits. The girls who have been like shopping behind the scenes have found so many great green pieces that I'm like, this would be perfect for the Masters. So we'll definitely be sharing some of those finds in or over on Life with Loverly as well. But I think it's some of those pieces, it just feels like a classic vibe,
Agree.
It's like all of the things I've put together, I'm like, I would wear this just in life, not just to the Masters, but it feels like elevated. Like there's lots of elevated spring.
Agree. And there's a lot of white, like crisp white that goes with it too. Yeah. So I think that's what just makes it chef's kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also feel like now that daylight savings time is here, Chris and I love to like play golf. He loves to golf. Like he's actually really good. And every now and then I'll be like, let's go do like a date night and we'll go golf. And so I feel like I'm always on the hunt for like cute golf attire and like what fun finds. And recently we found a few things from Varley. They have like, Chris was telling me that they have like women's golf clothes, which I did not know.
No.
And I've partnered with Varley several times over the last few years and have loved all of their pieces. So knowing that they've got like that excellent quality in golf clothes, I'm like, ooh, I am very excited to try that out this spring and summer.
Yeah. I think one other thing that people are probably shopping for right now is like swimsuits and stuff. What are you seeing right now out there?
I am seeing a lot of like texture, not just like your standard swim, like, some like just like texture to your suits, which I like. Floral prints. I mean, I am so excited for our swim collection.
Same.
I know we told you guys we have a collaboration with Hermosa coming out this summer, and we've gotten more of the pieces in and sampling all the fabrics, and it's just like has me so excited. I tried on one of their suits this morning actually and was like, oh my gosh, like this feels so good. Like so many things about it. I was like, they're going to love the quality. They're going to love the double lining. They're going to love the way the padding is. They're going to love the cut. So I was just super, super excited about that. And like, feel like those are going to be the only suits you really need.
I mean, and I must say so that we hit it.
Yeah.
We hit the nail on the head with the patterns and the colors.
I know. I cannot wait for you guys to see a little bit more of that, but continuing to bring some of those like textures and just some of the classic pieces that we wear every year and just like adding some personality, but nothing too crazy to them is something I'm seeing. So I'm glad that it feels like we're going to be like right on trend with what we've got coming.
I know. I feel like cover-ups, I don't know about you, but I feel like I've evolved with cover-ups where I know what I like now.
Totally.
Instead of just like scrambling to figure out like what kind of cover-up we're wearing this year. It's always the question when we go to the beach, right? So dresses that double as cover-ups.
Yeah.
And then
so great.
Yeah. And Pereiros.
Yeah. I mean, it's just so nice to just be able to like wrap something around you. You feel like covered. And then almost like if you have a one piece on, that acts as a bodysuit, and then you kind of, your Pereiro skirt. I just love that. It's so easy. You could even throw like a white t-shirt over that. And if you needed to like go into the store after leaving the pool or the beach, that's acceptable. it's funny. I think of like so many times of how it wasn't until I got to like a certain point in my life to where I figured out like cover-ups.
Same.
Like, why was that? It was just always such an afterthought. And now I'm like, no. Like, this is the cover up that goes with that. This is the cover up that goes with that.
It took a long time for myself too, because it was always like a button up and shorts, but it was like long sleeve and you're at the beach and it was uncomfortable. And then there was the long dress that was like, the net, like, there were so many options, I think. But I finally found, I feel, what I like and what works, I
know. And that's so important. And I think sometimes you got to go in the store. You got to go try stuff on. You got to, it's so easy to just shop online now, but sometimes like making that trip to the mall and just like putting the effort in to feel the best version of yourself because of you like what you've purchased, you like what you've come up with.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's like a life hack of just like feeling really good about the things that you're wearing. It just takes a little bit of effort on the front end.
We were just talking about this too, like going to the mall and going to stores again, because it feels like it's been forever since like we've done that. I mean, COVID like kept us out of stores.
Totally.
And so we went to online shopping. And I know that, being in Athens, you're not near a ton of like shopping that you would normally go to. But I went to the mall like looking for stuff right before New York. And I was like, why am I not doing this? I can actually put it on my body and not have to worry about returning it and this and that. Like, yeah.
I agree.
Taking back old school. We used to go to the store and like, there was something about like shopping in person and touching the clothes.
I know you take your girls, like y'all load up and go to the mall. And those are some of my like memories as a kid, just like walking the mall with my mom, being like, Mom, will you buy this for me?
Exactly.
Or, that just like quality time or just like core memories. Mm-hmm. So anytime that you've been like, oh yeah, we went to the mall, I'm like, I love that for them.
I know.
I guess like another thing I've kind of switched up for spring is my makeup.
That's a good one.
Added just some, I've kind of just tried like a complete like new routine. I feel like I'm still working through some kinks.
Okay.
And just getting my colors right. And I have really liked how just lightweight it is. I've been using Merit, and it's really nice because you can build, like if you want a lot of coverage, you can get that. If you just want something like really lightweight.
I love that. I love a lighter makeup during spring and summer. Yes. I mean, especially here, we get so humid here, we start melting.
Literally. I know.
Yeah.
So I have like more oily skin, and these are more of like cream based. So I'm trying to figure out, just because I typically like more of like a matte look. But Paula actually told me about this like makeup setting spray that once it like hits your face, it does like a powder thing. It's called Milk, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'll look up the brand and put a link for it in the show notes. But I've actually like, if I'm like shooting or if I have something I need to do, I use that, and I feel like it's like kept my makeup in place.
That's great, because they are saying like powders right now, especially like, well, me, not you, but getting older. I mean, it settles in your skin. Yeah. It settles in fine lines and everything. So we're technically not supposed to be using setting powder. So it's nice to know there's at least a product that's not going to settle.
Yes.
Because it's not an actual powder, but it does give that mattifying look. Yeah.
Which is nice. And then another product that Paula used on me recently in like a photo shoot was this under eye cream by You Beauty.
That stuff was insane.
Yeah.
I need it in my life.
You were sitting in there with me, and she like shows us just like on her hand the difference. And I was like,
was sorry. The pink undertones, I guess, is what it was. And it immediately, your eye changed immediately.
Yeah. So what you do is you like put it on like, if you like kind of put your finger under the middle of your eye and go out. So not under where your like crease and connection to your nose is. You just put like a little pea-sized dab, like I'm talking little, and just blend it out when you do your concealer and carry it kind of over that line. It just like lifts up your eyes.
Yeah.
I've been using it even when I haven't been wearing makeup. I just like put a little bit on and I feel it just like brightens up under my eyes.
Dang.
So that
add to cart.
is a good find. I was like, Paula, thank you.
I feel like she's always coming in clutch with like,
oh my gosh,
the latest and the greatest.
Okay, let's just give her a shout out. If you are in the Atlanta area, anywhere kind of North Georgia area, she does unbelievable makeup.
Yeah.
I have known her since 2017. So when she did my makeup for the first time, she was the makeup artist at a friend's wedding. And I was obsessed with my makeup. And I literally the next week, at the time she worked at Nordstrom, went and she like helped me get all new makeup and was like, this is why you should be wearing this. Like, here's how to wear it like this. And then just over the years, I've used her for photo shoots and just like any opportunities that, you know, I'm like, can you come help me do my makeup?
Yeah.
But she does makeup lessons. So she does event makeup if you need that. But she also does makeup lessons. So if you're like wanting to try new products, she will help you get new products and then teach you how to use them, which is so nice. We should do like a makeup party with her.
Oh, she's a rock star.
That would be really fun, like team building activity.
Yeah.
It's not like team building exactly, but it would just be like team pampering.
Yeah.
But she's great. I'll leave her information in the show notes too. So if you want to check her out or hire her for makeup, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I mean, all the things. Started this episode with a wild and crazy puppy.
Yeah, we just wanted to grab your attention.
Seriously. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, you saw the beginning of that. And,
also, I don't know if you know this. We're just going to go ahead and tell her right now. Spotify, if you listen on Spotify, you can immediately, like when you're on the actual listening page, click over video and we're right there now.
You guys.
Yeah, it's so cool.
That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are actually going to get watched now.
I love it. I feel like my mom will definitely tune in on Spotify now.
Yes.
She loves she'll be like, so I listened to the podcast. I listened to you girls talking. I'm like, come
Thanks,
talk
Mom.
with us, come chat. So a few just like, let's round this out. Spend some time in your closet.
Absolutely.
It will benefit you. You will definitely put some outfits together, go back to my LTK or Instagram, pull up some inspiration and put a few fail-safe outfits together. Make sure you check out the Seeability line. The pieces are amazing and it's all going to a great cause. And then I'm excited to get your feedback on what y'all are wearing this spring. Head to our Instagram where we will be sharing some of these things and our favorites throughout this week. And we're excited for some of our future guests. We've got great next few episodes coming out that I can't wait for you guys to hear. Our next week is so good.
I'm stoked.
I know. And we also just signed, we confirmed an interview with a very exciting author. So we'll leave it at that. Michelle's
busting at the seams, guys.
So we've got some great things coming, but thank you as always for listening and we will talk to you soon. Until next time.